For over a decade, Texas wasn't just a state, it was a myth, a symbol, a promise of unlimited land, unlimited opportunity, unlimited upside. A place where middle-class families from California, Illinois, New York, Washington, and everywhere in between could reboot their lives with space, freedom, big new homes, award-winning schools, and taxes that didn't punish ambition. For years, Texas felt invincible, a growth engine that never slowed, a magnet for corporations, investors, builders, and families searching for the American Dream 2.0. But by 2025, the story is changing. Quietly at first, then unmistakably. The same migration wave that made Texas explode is now weighing it down. The same developers who built at breakneck speed are now staring at empty streets. The same buyers who fought bidding wars are sitting on the sidelines. And the same Texas miracle that seemed unstoppable is now flashing warning signs that even the most loyal believers can't ignore. Mortgage rates remain high. Insurance premiums have skyrocketed. Property taxes, already among the highest in the nation, are breaking budgets. Inventory is swelling, buyers are hesitating, and the once bulletproof suburban demand is cracking. According to both Zillow and Redfin, more than 40% of Texas suburbs saw home price declines starting in mid-2024, with inventory doubling in some regions. Days on market are rising, price reductions are accelerating, builders are offering incentives not seen since the aftermath of the Great Recession. Texas didn't just boom, it overboomed, and now the correction is spreading. Welcome to Discover the Nation, where today we count down the top 10 Texas suburbs facing a potential housing collapse in 2025, places where explosive growth has turned into dangerous oversupply, where optimism is giving way to gravity, and where the fall may be steeper and faster than anyone expected. Because Texas was always about size, but in 2025 it's about weight and whether the foundation can hold it. 10. Leander wasn't just a suburb. It was the pandemic-era poster child for Texas's meteoric rise. Between 2020 and 2023, Leander became the ultimate aspirational destination for anyone priced out of Austin. It offered the dream package: more space, brand new homes, highly rated schools, modern master-planned communities, and proximity to the tech scene without the Austin price tag. Prices shot up more than 60%, an explosion fueled by incoming tech workers, remote employees flush with cash, investors convinced Austin's growth was eternal, families chasing a cheaper version of the Silicon Hills lifestyle. But in 2025, that dream is facing its first real reckoning. Inventory has more than doubled since last spring. Price-reduced banners dominate listing sites. Redfin reports that median prices have fallen nearly 13% year over year. New home builders, once turning buyers away, are now dangling every incentive imaginable. Free appliance packages, tens of thousands in rate buydowns, closing cost credits, even gift cards and upgrades just to move units. The underlying issue isn't temporary, it's structural. Property taxes in Williamson County have surged. HOA fees have crept upward. Insurance premiums across Central Texas have spiked. Families who stretched to buy during the 2021-2023 frenzy now watch payments rise while values sink. And all the while, the skyline tells the truth silently. The cranes have stopped moving. The shell of overbuilt retail parks sits half-occupied. Construction noise has faded to a melancholy quiet. Leander was built on endless confidence. In 2025, confidence is the one thing it has the least of. 9. Frisco was the crown jewel of North Texas, a monument to suburban excellence. Legacy West, the Star District, sprawling master-planned communities, pristine schools, and a reputation for luxury that drew high earners from every corner of the country. From 2005 onward, it barely knew what a down market looked like. But the tide has turned. After peaking in late 2022, Frisco's home prices have dropped nearly 11%, while listings have tripled. Multi-million-dollar homes now outnumber buyers willing or able to afford them. The cracks are easy to trace. Property taxes at punishingly high levels, skyrocketing insurance premiums after severe weather losses, construction costs stuck at elevated post-pandemic rates, wage growth failing to keep up with housing inflation. Even affluent professionals are quietly admitting the same thing. Frisco is becoming too expensive, even for us. Meanwhile, the investor wave that once poured in from California and Arizona has dried up. Flippers who thrived during bidding wars now sit on vacant properties that no longer command premiums. Realtors who once fielded 36 calls a day now report entire weeks of silence. Frisco isn't falling off a cliff yet, but it is deflating after a decade of unchecked optimism, especially in the luxury segment, and luxury always cracks first. 8. Conroe used to be Houston's great escape, a place where middle-class families could buy larger homes, near the lake, close to nature, and away from the sprawl. Between 2019 and 2023, it ballooned into one of the fastest-growing metros in Texas. Builders raced through foundations, new master-planned communities shot up like wildfire. Then 2025 arrived. According to the Houston Association of Realtors, inventory is up 95% year over year. Sales have fallen by a full one-third. Builders are cutting prices by $30,000 plus in. Flood insurance has doubled in several neighborhoods. Standard home insurance rates have been hammered upward by storm claims. Property tax reassessments continue squeezing budgets year after year. The neighborhoods that symbolized Conroe's rise, Wood Forest Grand, Central Park, now show the first hints of stress: brown lawns, delayed construction, quiet streets, and empty model homes. Local businesses that grew alongside the boom are now feeling the slowdown. The energy that once defined Conroe has been replaced by an unsettling pause. Conroe was a rocket ship from 2019-2023, but every rocket eventually runs out of fuel. In 2025, Conroe is drifting. 7. New Braunfels. New Braunfels was the perfect hybrid, a charming, river-centric town perfectly placed between Austin and San Antonio. A magnet for families, retirees, remote workers, and tourists all at once. During the pandemic, it became one of the most sought-after destinations in America. Developers responded by flooding the market with huge master-planned projects: Ferramendi, Solms Landing, Creekside, and dozens more. But the boom turned into a bottleneck. As of 2025, inventory has more than doubled. Median home prices are down 14% since 2023. Houses that once sparked bidding wars now sit for months. Hybrid workers who moved here for flexibility are being called back to offices, leaving relocation homes and empty driveways behind. Flood insurance remapping has made some neighborhoods dramatically more expensive to insure. The term realtors keep using? Frozen. Sellers want 2022 prices. Buyers want 2025 deals. Builders can't stop building, and because stopping means bankruptcy. New Braunfels is still beautiful, still desirable, still historic. But demand has cooled while supply kept climbing. In economics, that formula has only one outcome. 6. Mansfield was always the quiet star of the Dallas-Fort Worth region. Not flashy, not luxury branded, just solid, reliable, family-friendly, with great schools and a balance of nature and convenience. But that balance is breaking. According to Realtor.com, active listings are up 82% year over year. Pending sales have plunged. New construction sits unsold across multiple developments. The affordability equation has collapsed. A mortgage costing $2,200 in 2021 now exceeds $3,800. Property taxes climbed. Insurance premiums rose. Utilities increased. Everything went up except incomes. Neighborhoods once glowing with new residents now feel half-lit. Luxury homes built on speculation stand dark at night. Local businesses that once thrived on population growth are slowing down. Mansfield isn't collapsing, but it is resetting. The equilibrium that made it special is slipping away under the weight of higher costs and slower demand. 5. Pflugerville. Pflugerville was Austin's great escape valve, the place where tech workers went when Austin prices became insane. Of all Texas suburbs, Pflugerville may have been the fastest to grow, the fastest to explode, and now the fastest to cool. As of 2025, prices are down 12% since 2024. Nearly half of all listings have multiple price reductions. Days on market have doubled. Buyer demand is at its lowest point in a decade. Taxes are high, insurance is painful, Traffic congestion is getting worse. Schools are overcrowded. Infrastructure hasn't kept pace. The hybrid workers who once flocked here aren't as footloose anymore. Many are being called back to offices. Many others are leaving entirely for cheaper states with lower tax burdens. Entire rows of new builds now sit half empty, a visual reminder that growth can go from rocket-fueled to stalled in a matter of months. Pflugerville is the cautionary tale of suburban Austin. Rapid expansion meets real-world limits. 4. Katy was the crown jewel of suburban Houston. Perfect schools, perfect neighborhoods, perfect master-planned communities. For years, it symbolized stability. Now it symbolizes something else. Foreclosures in Harris County are up 28% year over year, with Katy leading the surge. The monthly bill tells the full story. A new build mortgage costing $2,000 in 2021 now it exceeds $3,400 after taxes, insurance, and rate adjustments. Families who moved here for affordability are discovering that affordability is gone. Builders are slashing prices, investors are retreating, rental demand is shrinking. Retail corridors that once overflowed with customers now sit partially empty. Katy isn't collapsing, it's overextended, and the tension shows everywhere. In the quiet streets, the dark windows, the half-filled restaurants. For Houston's west side, the boom wasn't permanent. It just felt that way. 3. Georgetown was the jewel of Central Texas, a picture-perfect blend of small-town charm and suburban living. Its historic downtown looked like a postcard, while its master-planned communities brought thousands of new residents every year. Between 2019 and 2022, it grew 14%, one of the fastest rates in the entire country. But 2025 has brought a reality Georgetown hasn't faced in years. Inventory is up nearly 100%, prices are down 10% year over year, developers are pulling back quietly but steadily. Affordability has evaporated, taxes are high, insurance is higher. Monthly payments for new homes have jumped from $2,100 to $3,600 plus. Even retirees, long the backbone of Georgetown's housing demand, are struggling. Investment properties purchased during the boom are now underwater. Fixed incomes can't handle today's insurance premiums. Georgetown hasn't lost its beauty. It's just lost the affordability that made that beauty accessible. 2. McKinney has long been a masterclass in suburban development. Elite schools, strong job market, high-income demographics, polished infrastructure, booming corporate relocations. Home prices rose more than 80% between 2015 and 2022. But now, the air is coming out. Active listings are up 90% year over year. Days on market have doubled. Homes linger for months instead of days. The cost of living has outrun the incomes that once supported McKinney's rise. Property taxes in Collin County remain among the highest in Texas. Insurance costs have surged after severe weather. Construction costs have remained stubbornly high. Developers now face a backlog. Landlords face rising vacancies. Retail development has slowed. Permits are down. McKinney isn't crashing, but it is correcting. Strongly, clearly, and inevitably. 1. Round Rock. Round Rock was the gold standard, Austin's model suburb, the perfect blend of affordability, opportunity, schools, tech proximity, and suburban comfort. It was the safe bet, the reliable bet, the bet that always paid off. But by 2025, even Round Rock can't outrun the math. Prices fell 9% since last summer, listings surged 70%. Builders are offering incentives left and right. Buyers are sitting out, waiting for bigger drops. The cost of living chart is brutal. A $1,800 monthly payment in 2021 has become $3,500 play today after taxes, insurance, and utilities. Even well-paid tech workers are struggling to justify staying. The affordability edge that brought thousands here has evaporated. Restaurants are quieter, construction is slowing, retail plazas are sitting half empty. Builders are feeling the pressure. Families are reevaluating their futures. Round Rock is not collapsing, but it is exhausted. After years of relentless growth, it's finally taking a breath. And what's revealed underneath is strain, fatigue, and a market stretched beyond its limits. Texas, the dream, the warning, the reality, from Leander to Round Rock, Frisco to Katy. Texas is learning something other booming states learned long before. Growth feels infinite, right up until the moment it isn't. The Texas housing miracle wasn't a fantasy. It was real. It was powerful. It reshaped the state. But it was also dependent on low interest rates, cheap insurance, manageable taxes, endless migration, affordable construction, economic optimism. In 2025, every one of those pillars is straining. Developers are overbuilt, families are overstretched, taxes are unmanageable, insurance is spiraling, listings are climbing, demand is cooling, affordability is breaking. This isn't the collapse of Texas, it's the correction of a decade-long runaway boom. The Texas dream isn't dead, it's just changing, and changing fast. If you want more deep dive, cinematic breakdowns of America's housing market and the forces shaping our economic future, subscribe. Because the real story of the next decade won't be told in conference rooms or headlines. It will be told right here, in the neighborhoods where growth once felt unstoppable, but where reality is finally catching up.